It is so, so important. It doesn't matter what you say, if your message isn't going to relate to the person that you are speaking with. If you're not tapping into what that person finds important or values, you're wasting your time and energy and resources. So we're going to take the next, we only have 15 minutes. We're going to work up until the break just thinking about who it is that you work with or who it is that you want to work with. Let's say you're developing a new program and you want to work with people that you don't currently work with yet. What are the steps that you need to take to get there? So first, okay, this is box 3 in your SMART chart. It's the biggest section of the SMART chart and the most important piece of the SMART chart. We're going to only do a piece today and finish the rest tomorrow. Okay? So we're going to be talking about who is your target audience, what do they care about the most, what are you going to say to them, what are the messages that you're going to say to them, and lastly, who is going to be saying and talking to them. And it might not be you, it might be somebody else that they listen to. Okay, so breaking that down, we're going to get into these details tomorrow. First thing, this is an activity just to get us thinking about who our audience is. We are going to find a blank page in your book. There, in the very back of your book, there is a blank page. Towards the left, thank you. So this is just an exercise just to get us thinking creatively about who it is that we want to work with and what assumptions we have of them. Okay? So this is called painting your audience portrait. I love this exercise because it really gets you thinking about the people that you're working with. And if you're like some of our volunteers earlier that said, hey, we're working with the general public, I want you just to narrow it down a little bit for this exercise so that you're really focusing on a very particular audience. Okay? So for this one, does everybody have a blank page? Okay. We're going to be thinking about a lot of things. Okay, so translators, bear with me up there, thank you. You don't have to answer all these questions, but I'm just going to read through them and pick and choose whichever ones are the most important to you and to your audience, and just try to answer them as best as you can, okay? And we're going to leave this up there for those that can read English, but I'll read through these slowly, and then we'll work up until the break figuring out painting our audience portrait. Is your audience a man, a woman, boy or girl? How old are the people in your audience? Are they old, like Pepe and are you working with children, or are they distinguished and knowledgeable, like Dr. Pepe Marcosia? Your audience, do they work? Do they have jobs? Do they have more than one job? Does your audience go to school? Where do they go to school? How do they get there? Do they drive? What's their favorite thing to do? What keeps them up at night? Do they have any extra money? And how do they spend it? What do they dream of? What's their biggest fear? And the last question, how do they feel about themselves? So you don't have to answer all of these questions, and you might want to answer additional ones that aren't up there. This is just a brainstorm of things that you want to start thinking about as you get into the heads and perspectives, or in English we say to put yourself in someone else's shoes. How are you going to get to know your audience, and what do you know about them? Okay? So we are going to take What time is it that day? 10:30. We're going to take the next 10 minutes to really paint as detailed a picture as you can of your audience. And you can either write and answer those questions written, or you can draw a picture if you'd like, if that helps you. Whatever format is most helpful. Questions about this before we work? Okay, I'm going to leave those questions up there. If anybody has questions, please ask Eliza and Ian and Pepe, and then we'll hear from some of you in about 10 minutes. on to the next piece, which is you're going to continue your portrait, but you're going to find a partner in the room and share your audience portrait with your partner. And if you're the person listening to that person's description about their audience, ask them more questions to help them provide additional detail for their portraits. Okay? After you listen to one person's description, you switch and then listen to the other person, and then it's now your turn to ask your partner questions about their audience. Okay? So we're just going to take the next 5 minutes, get you talking to your partner, to your neighbor, and share what you know about your audience. Okay? Just for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll take a break.
单位的不要自己那边前面。
他说 neighbor，
然后 neighbor，
他说 neighbor， 对呀，我们在这里有，
因为人家主要说这个外人。啊，那你们
自己搬的，那个。
conversation. Just want to take a minute to say that we're not done talking about audiences. We're just starting the conversation. Tomorrow, we're going to start getting into the details of more of these questions. For example, how do you know the answers to some of them? Maybe there's questions that you don't know the answers to. Or maybe there's questions that you're making assumptions about for your audience. So tomorrow we're going to go into more detail about how do we know what we know, how do we know what we don't know, and then how do we find the answers to what we don't know when it comes to the audiences we're working with, okay? So keep your portraits. We're going to come back to them later today and tomorrow. So this is just the beginning. And my job is to let you guys know that we're having a break now, and we'll hear instructions for our break. But thank you guys so much for your attention, and yeah, we'll have more later. Thank you.
现在是休息时间15分钟，我们在2楼会有茶点，欢迎大家前往享用。如果需要使用